was a little...
Hello, good morning, good night, kindred, and welcome to Vegas by Night, Mayday Roleplays, Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. Welcome back into our little Elysium, and I hope you're ready to plan a heist. If you're not familiar with Season 1 of Vegas by Night, and you want to see me vastly fuck up the rules, that is your prerogative. I'd love for you to watch it out. It's on Spotify, Twitch VOD, and our YouTube channel as of right now. If you're wondering how you can get more Mayday in your life, you can catch our stream here every other Saturday. You can follow us on all major platforms, as well as Spotify, SoundCloud, everything. And you can donate to our Patreon, join our Patreon Discord. Discord's really where we're popping off. It's where we throw out Discord games ran by ourselves, by some of our members. We chat about TTRPG games daily, about what we're running in our own home games, everything that we're doing on a daily basis. And you get to interact with us in the same way that you're interacting with us right now. We'd like to give a shout out as well to our handler level Patreon contributors. It's because of their involvement that we get to do the huge things that we want to do with Mayday. And we're getting around to that time of year where we start thinking about all the crazy things we want to do. And the only reason we can do that is because of these special people. So a special thanks to Advance War Sammy, Bimblewart, Brandon C, Cameron S, Jonathan M, Kirby's Double, Matthew J, Moira, OG Pan, REV, Ren, and Tony D. We are so proud to announce that we also have a new published writer and contributor in the TTRPG space among us. Vince recently had the opportunity to write for Delta Green's latest release, Dead Drops, and is featured in its release. If you get the chance, please check it out and see his hard work. Other than that, we want to shoot a big congratulations to everyone here on the completion of our Season 3 finale of Doomed to Repeat, and our beloved Ghosts with the Most, the Orpheus Gang, as they have said goodbye for the final time. It was very emotional. It was very gay. It was very good. So if you want to see both the D2R and Orpheus finales, they're available on VOD now. Before we get started today... Yeah, oh, so good. Before we get started today, I just want to remind everyone that Vampire the Masquerade can be a dark setting, and as such, there are content warnings for anyone watching. Please be advised that there are many violent themes, plenty of adult language, and the exploration of darker subjects. I don't know what you should be looking out for in particular today. Bride is here, so definitely manipulation, gaslighting, and emotional abuse. We may head out into the Red Rocks, so be aware of body horror, of savagism, of degradation of intelligence, of primal fear. I don't know.
What the hell? You gotta...
Please take care of yourself and be aware. I don't even know how to quantify some of the things we're going to see today.
It's scarier when you don't prepare that list. I just want you to know.
Yeah, well, I'm spitballing.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Preparing the list is it's debatable.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. The spectrum is worse. When I really don't prepare the list, or when I super prepare the list. Those two are the worst.
Oh.
It's the middle ground that's okay. Here we go, folks. Humanity was cursed, and the Second Inquisition realized this and raided one of our most important hives in the Vienna Chantry. There, swift and decisive action on what was 7 of the most important Tremere to ever live meant the destruction of countless blood bonds across the world, keeping the clan in check. The hierarchy of importance that kept the mages tied together at the seams now had been ripped free, leaving them threadbare and without direction. Slave was without master, and every wizard with a spell became aware that they could seize the throne of those who had ruled over them for the last 100 years. The artifacts of our time, our culture, now became playthings in the face of a world without rules, and the clan dissolved into the great 4 houses, leaving the world to wonder what is to come next of the Tremere, and even more, the great history their house housed behind their vaults. Sometimes it is better to keep the door closed. Humanity was cursed, but we still find room to sin, to commit crime, to defy the rules once given to ourselves to keep ourselves in check. We will defy every barrier put in place to keep ourselves good in favor of being bigger. We will prove you wrong. We will kill our darlings. Welcome to Vegas by Night. Okay, welcome back. I'd like to introduce you all to our lovely cast. My name is Caleb James Miller. I'll be your storyteller tonight.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I play Jackie Santana.
Hi, I'm Eli. I play Niles Ames.
I am Lev, and I'm playing Mal.
Hey, I'm Zach, and I play Sybil.
Good. I think that we should just continuing having each of us absent on different days so that this gets even more confusing for us at every step.
Never for me.
Everyone practice your alphabet.
I'm fine.
Before we get into recap, I'd like to know, is there anyone that would like to declare any changes to their sheet at this point that the audience should be made aware of? Or would you like to keep it for some narratively surprising and dramatically important time?
No, I corrected my sheet. As we've mentioned a few times, we moved over to demi-plane, which means that I had to translate my own sheet and forgot to add the skill Quell the Beast. That is back in the game now, which means I can help people when they're frenzied.
Quell that beast.
Which could be helpful.
Oh my god,
that
last
episode
episode.
Helpful where?
Okay, so Zach, I'm very glad you said that.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, it's a tier 3 thing to get, so it took a minute, but I'm very proud of it. That is all.
I'm still holding on to experience points for things. Probably next week I'll have some updates.
I think that this is ridiculous because I gave all of you a ridiculous amount of experience points after the duel last point, and I want to see whatever stupid shit you can do now.
I did add to my sheet. I got, God, we just talked about, I don't want to say celery. What is this?
Celerity?
Celerity.
Not celery, baby. Let's go.
We got the power of fucking celery in this room, goddammit.
So no, I got on rapid reflexes, so now Jackie is a little speedy.
Finally, man. Celerity, I've been waiting for it to join the game. It's, my second favorite discipline. I've been waiting for it. I love it. Perfect.
Wait, then what's your first favorite?
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, come on. Let's think.
Dominate?
I want you to say it.
I'm a Toreador.
I know.
Let's think about it. Yeah. Any opportunity to persuade somebody. Okay.
I feel you.
Let's go into it. We've got a recap from Amanda here.
Yes. So these are the facts. Burrows stabbed Champagne Pudinesca in the face with a katana. Champagne Pudinesca challenged Burrows to a fight. And Burrows accepted. And yet, what I witnessed, that's not what occurred. It was Champagne Pudinesca who pulled a stake out first. It was Champagne Pudinesca who left his own honor duel to go and attack a non-combative who turned out to be a kidnapped associate of Burrows. That I personally witnessed Havoc had a lethal spell branded into her arm. I unknowingly triggered the spell, causing Burrows to end the fight and his associate's life. After weighing the facts and the evidence, I find Champagne Pudinesca guilty of breaking the terms of his honor duel. Therefore, I will see to it personally that justice will be carried out for Burrows. Sign, Jackie Santana, dated with the current date, and then we'll close up into a file that Jackie will put into a filing cabinet. That is sealed, and that has other names of other kindreds.
Very good. Into the bookcase in Jackie's home. A shocking look into the world's most anal vampire. I love that. Jackie is on the case, and I'm really scared for Pudinesca at this point. Welcome to these modern nights, but before we can return to the most modern nights, we need to elucidate on some lost time. We had some absences in between the duel there, where Lev had to step away, but that also meant that Mal had to step away. And it means that two things that went unresolved need to be resolved, meaning that we are going to step back in time to the couple of days before the duel, in which Lev and Mal had some conflicting, we'll call it a double date night, I guess. Both Tara and Bride agreed to seeing you in the same night, to which Mal, of course, you agreed.
Of course.
Bride obviously was trying to manipulate you out of attending the date with Tara.
For sure.
And there is obviously some consequences to stepping over that woman. God knows what those are. But maybe we'll find out. So let's go to that moment. Obviously, the others are preparing for the duel. We'll say that you are a very kind friend and are still very much involved in that, but also have this on your mind. You pull yourself away, and it is the night that you've both agreed, you've agreed to both, I should say. You originally said that you were going to meet with Tara, you were going to meet with Bride. What's the plan here? Are you going to play both? Are you going to meet with Tara? Are you going to meet with Bride? Are you blowing one off? Are you blowing both off? These are the dramas that come about when you're dead, and not just when you're 16.
Right, yeah. To be fair, Mal is technically only 19 years old. Oh yeah, man, did you not know that? Yeah, I've made two 19-year-olds, I realized. I don't know what happened when I was 19, but apparently I need to revisit something.
Yeah, I'm almost eternally picturing, like, Ellie from The Last of Us 2, eternally young, doing things they absolutely should not be doing.
Low-key, yeah. I think Mal is gonna try and get a jump on things a little early and go straight to the asylum and try to find Tara, because Tara was supposed to be working.
Yeah, okay. Stepping straight into the belly of the beast, where the beast is staring over from the second floor, hopefully not directly at you.
For sure.
The asylum is beautiful. It's dark. The Gothic architecture is piercing the sky like swords at march before battle. The sort of neon lights that surround it only seek to bathe it in more light from the direction of the outside exterior, the steps into the asylum. It is bathed in light, but a little less than gaudy like the other casinos where it is an attention-seeking, please pick me. The asylum does not demand attention, it draws it. It is dark and gray and black and formed almost entirely of this dark stone that feels completely out of place on the Las Vegas Strip. And it is out of place. It's almost brand new, but built to look not at all. And it is lit like an art piece from the corners, to illuminate more of the shadow than it is the facing of the building, which suits you just fine. At this point, the bouncers have become so fond of you here that it's almost like it was back in Colorado. You step in past a line that goes out onto the block, basically, past into the strip that is unbelievably long and unbelievably hard to get into. It's basically surpassing the line into Caesars, into their club scene. And you're stepping right past it like it's no big deal. You're on the list. Bride has made you a VIP, and you get in every night. And this is no different. The inside is beautiful. It's dark. It's loud. The industrial techno music that is playing is beautiful and jarring, but it hits the inside of your body in a wonderful way that is almost like, because you are so empty, because you are so vacuous is the demon that you are, you act almost like a tuning fork to this steady beat, and you can feel everything that happens in this place, and it's almost like you disappear in the weaving in between all of these bodies. And for a moment, not everything is about what is happening to you, and it is more about what is happening in this space. And the same is true for Tara, who looks languid and pallid, but alive and dancing to the music despite her job, as she bounces now at the end of the staircase up to the second floor for Bride. They're at their usual location, their usual spot. It is dangerously close to Bride's location. There's no telling whether Bride is watching you. You're aware that this place has CCTV. You've been up in that second floor in that bizarre like studio apartment that she has up there, and you've seen the host of CCTV cameras that she has. She doesn't necessarily have a security guard on them. She has her on them. She watches from that lace canopy bed she keeps for herself in her hot little lingerie. She watches from on high over this club for the same reasons that you imagine you do. That this place feels like home in a weird way. It, like a trapdoor spider, you feel safe in a place where you can feed. But Tara's there, and she's looking sickly and pale, but she's good.
Is she, and she's at the end of the staircase?
Yeah. Same
Okay.
place. You notice something that you've noticed on her, never noticed on her before, but she's actually strapped. She's, more than usual. She has a 9mm pistol in the hem of these big slacks that she's wearing. She's got these big gray-black, you imagine expensive designer slacks on over these combat boots and tucked in gray frilled out socks, and then a wife pleaser tucked into that, and then this sort of blazer that it looks like all of the other bouncers are wearing. But in between, tucked in the hem, just past the belt, is the sheen underneath the blaring reds and blacks and purples and teals of these lights. You can see the glare of the gray black of that 9mm. maybe a Beretta, maybe a 19, who knows?
Okay, then I think Mal has kind of, over the last, day or two, tried to think their way through dealing with this potential double date, and remembers Bride saying that she was gonna have Tara work. So I think under the guise of like slipping Tara, like, you know how you know how much I've been to a club, but you know how like you slip people money in a club for like letting you in? That's a thing that people do, right?
Sure.
Great.
So it's the thing that people can do.
Yes, it's a thing that people can do.
I want to remind everyone that anyone can do anything. Yes,
of course. But in the real world, people. Okay. Anyway, Mal has like a $20 bill folded up, and inside the bill, they've folded up a note. So it's a little bit hidden, and I think Mal is going to just kind of like pass it off to Mal pass it off to Tara as if they're going up this, as if they're paying her for letting them like go up.
Got it. So you are moving up to Bride's second floor and passing this note on. Okay. Go ahead and give me
inside the money.
Got it. Give me a. Let's call this. Subterfuge plus dexterity.
Okay. That is 2 successes.
2 successes. Is there anything said to Tara as you're handing the note over?
Yeah, just kind of under their breath, they just kind of mutter, "I know you're at work. We can talk later."
They give you a nod and a big smile.
And kind of like glance down at the money, specifically trying to like get them to open it.
They look a little confused that you're handing them money. They kind of give you an eyebrow raise, like, is this a come on sort of thing? Like, are you trying to play, like, is this for later? But they let you pass, and it's clear that they almost, once you're out of eye shot, they do step away from their position just a second to read the note. What is it that they're going to see on that note once they check?
The note says, Bride had some expectations, and we don't want to disappoint her, do we? Rain check, ? And a little black heart.
She looks down at the note. Are you watching as she reads?
I'm trying not to be obvious about it, but I think they're kind of glancing.
She looks down at the note. She looks back up at you, and you can see that she's just heartbroken. There is a look in her eyes I think that most people are familiar with, where you can tell that someone is drowning a little bit and was hoping that this was going to be a life preserver for the day, for the week, for the month, for the year. And they just lost the life preserver. But she looks down at the note. She nods. She looks back up at you. She nods. She takes this big rattling breath. She goes back to her position. You do notice that in this rattling breath, as she takes this big breath, she takes off her blazer and she laces it around the railing of the stairs as you're going up, and it seems she's kind of trying to wave off this position, this whole situation. Without feeling like a pervert, you can see that she's gotten much bigger as a human being. In a way that steroids couldn't. She is incredibly built compared to the last you saw her. It's like she has seen muscle growth unlike anything possible in a week. She looks good despite the sickness.
Mal takes a second glance, taking in the heartbreak and the significant muscle gain. And then in the like private moment of a shadow before they get to Bride, scrubs their hands over their face because they recognize that fucking look and start trying to plot the next move of getting to Terra, maybe like after Bride, planning to maybe like stay at the back entrance or just like starting to plan something.
Okay.
And then they go up and compose themselves for Bride.
You hang up those industrial grade stairs, and there's that familiar sound of stepping up in industrial grade stairs that have no sort of under support, where it's that metal tang with each step. And if you're afraid of heights at all, it does, remark to you just how high up her second floor is. It is at the top of this Gothic church she's built a club out of, or this club she's built a Gothic church out of. You can never really tell. And you're overlooking, before stepping into her little studio apartment, again, this wave of a sea of people, a community of individuals that make this place a home, all dancing and jumping to the same beat in that song, and the stained glass that oversees it all, the spires that overconnect like bizarre architectured stalactites, stalagmites, both of them, and it's beautiful, it's bizarre, and you're a part of it somehow, and you can't help but thinking every time that you come up here again just how much it must have been to fall from a height like this, to see a friend go through that window. But before long, you're at the door to the studio apartment, and the guards outside with those armed firearms in their hands usher you in.
I'll go in, and I've got a paper flower made out of prayer book pages, and I'll present it to Bride.
Bride is all dolled up, man. She is in like a diagonally cropped cure shirt that is black and gray washed across the covering. It is holed strategically across the shoulders, and then cut out at the nipples, which then reveals this sort of laced out bra underneath that doesn't show anything other than just this sort of peek at what she has underneath. She is fishnetted below, but fishnetted just above the pant line, where she's wearing these holed jeans that are pressed up into these big platformed boots that make her taller than she should be, because she really does just scrape 5 feet maybe. She's got spikes ordained across this belt, double belted across, one asymmetrical and then one across the waist. And then a black veil that sort of obscures most of her face, translucent but beautiful over this mess of black hair underneath. And you can see the same black lipstick that she's you can tell, bizarrely, you're not sure whether she put the makeup on and then made herself cry, or made the makeup to look as though she's been crying. But that's the vibe. And she looks altogether so excited to see you, so excited that you're there. She rushes over the second that you're there and picks up that paper flower, and she's, oh my God, I'm so glad you're here.
It's lovely to see you. I feel underdressed. You look
I thought for
incredible.
a second that you weren't going to come. I thought you were going to stand me up.
No. Why would I do that?
Well, because you had a date with Tara.
I can see Tara another time, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
So you're going to take me out tonight?
Yes, yeah.
Where are we going?
We're going to...
You haven't thought about a place to take me?
No, I have. We're going to go look at the stars.
Where?
On the roof.
Of?
You'll have to wait and see. Don't you like surprises?
Yeah, I love surprises. Sure. It's what kind of surprise? Maybe I like surprises.
I mean, we're going to look at stars on a roof. And maybe there'll be something to drink. Maybe there'll be a blanket.
Okay.
I'm leaving details out intentionally.
Okay. Sure. Let's go.
All right. I've realized that I don't have a way to get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And my phone doesn't. I planned all these things and I forgot my own fucking my own bane. Okay, that's fine. I have cash. We'll get a taxi. That's fine. I'm going to call a taxi. Or I'm going to have someone else call a taxi.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Bride and say, "Can I technology doesn't really work around me. Can I use one of your..." And I'll point back to the guards.
You want me to call a taxi for our date?
I mean, we can have me call a taxi, but it'll mostly sound like screaming.
Sure, yeah, I can call a taxi. Excuse me. She steps away.
Fuck.
She goes up to the two at the door, and she brings one down to talk to, and she points and gestures over to you, and she whispers into his ear and everything. She comes back to you, and she says, I have a private car since I don't take taxis, so we'll have it arranged for us in the back, in the parking lot.
You're incredible. I'm a little out of practice, and I'm a little nervous. I'm really sorry.
You haven't dated in a while?
Or ever.
Ever? You've never been with anyone?
I mean, in what sense are you saying been with?
Dated. Been in a relationship. Loved? You've never loved. I'm your first love?
I've loved. But not... They didn't know. Which is more honest than Mal usually is. And they are like swallowing their own tongue about it.
Could you make... Go ahead and make me a manipulation plus persuasion roll.
All right. One success.
Bride is just a little suspicious of the whole situation. You can tell that she's here with you, but she's second guessing the whole situation. You can tell she doesn't believe your whole "I've never loved, I loved once, I didn't tell him." Like, she sees this as an obfuscation of the truth.
We can, on the car ride, if you have questions, I'll answer them.
Maybe. Let's go. You can tell the driver where we're headed, since
Great.
I don't know where we're going. Come on.
Excellent.
And she takes you out the back door from the studio apartment. You've never been out this way. And it leads to an exit from the asylum that shows out to the outside air of Las Vegas. That outside air is cold and crisp, and you can see the moon high in the sky. You can see the cold winds coming through and blowing some of the artificial trees that are lined around Las Vegas streets with those cold winds. And you're pretty high up. You can see that this is sort of like a fire escape structure that runs the exterior of the back side of the asylum. That is the non-strip facing side. It's almost like being on the non-facade side of like a Disneyland structure, where she is stepping you down from the highest spire of the asylum down onto what is essentially like this tarmac structure that is almost like a helipad landing. And she looks back to you as she's stepping you down these stairs and across that tarmac to what looks to be like a service elevator on the other side. And she gestures back with this fleeting little hand. She says, "You know, this is actually the landing pad that I left with your friend on at night so long ago. It was so weird. She was so scared when we left. I didn't fully understand why. She was crying so much. I didn't fully get it. Like, come on. Who was he anyways? But we took care of her."
That's good.
Do you miss her? Your friend? What was her name?
Allison.
Yeah.
We didn't really see eye to eye that often.
You don't miss her?
How much does any of us miss anything?
She asks about you, so I'd say she misses you.
That is a surprise to me. I didn't think she gave a shit.
You'd be surprised how many people can care.
I'm thankful you got her out of here. Does that count as caring?
Yeah, if you mean it.
I do. Thank you.
Good. She starts moving across the tarmac again. She gets into the service elevator. You guys take that down to this lowest level, to a private parking lot that looks to be in the back of some of these casinos that lets out into some of the streets that head out past the strip adjacent. But you guys get into the personal car. The windows come up, and you're behind tinted windows. And you're in a car with Bride, the driver in the front seat. Before the divider goes up, leans back, looks to the two of you, and says, "Miss Bride, where are we driving tonight?"
I'm actually in charge of the location, and I'll give him the Wilson family farm, or Wilson family cemetery. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Which is about 30 minutes west of Vegas.
Okay. All right. Far out there.
Yeah. I hope you don't mind a long drive. I thought it would give us time to talk and kind of get to know each other even more. And Mal will kind of like put their arm, not around Bride, but around like the back of the seat.
As long as you think it'll be safe with everything going on.
Oh, I'll keep you safe.
Okay. If you say so. And the divider goes up, and they begin driving out to Wilson Farms.
Cemetery.
I'm sorry, Wilson Cemetery.
Cemetery.
cemetery. It's a long drive out of the meadows, 30 minutes west. There is basically one road out, and it's a long one. It is a long stretch of nothing on the left, nothing on the right, some red rocks in the distance, but outside that, you're driving with not much. And through those tinted windows in the dark of the night, with really just Vegas for lights on one side, and the distant civilization on the other, there's not a whole lot to look at. So there's really just the companionship of two lost souls in the back of this private black sedan. Is there much to be talked about before we arrive at the cemetery?
I think Mal is trying to fill the silence of what this car would be, because they're supposed to, because they're on the date and they have planned the date apparently. And it's a lot of, have you always been in Vegas, or did you start somewhere else? Did you start somewhere different?
I started in California.
Oh, what part of California?
Los Angeles, Santa Monica.
Do you miss it?
I do, sometimes. I miss the people I knew there. What about you?
What about them do you miss?
I miss their energies. I think that people have a way of doing things back in California that are more honest. I think that sometimes here in Las Vegas, people are trying to tell you something that isn't true. They're trying to sell you a story. In Los Angeles, they're trying to tell you a story, but they're at least being honest about it. They're telling you when it's bullshit. Vegas wants you to believe they're bullshit.
That's very observant.
Thank you. What about you? Where are you from?
Arizona, and then Colorado for a little bit. That's where I found the first asylum. How did you franchise up there, I guess is the best way to describe it.
I used to work at the very first asylum. I was a tender, a dancer, and then I moved my way up when things changed.
Wow. Incredible. You're incredible. You've made a lot of moves. I can't imagine what that kind of freedom is like, to go from place to place.
It can be isolating to be in so many places at once, but when you know what you're doing, feels good to do it.
Well, I hope to feel that feeling one day.
Why aren't you in Arizona?
Needed a change of scenery.
Why? You didn't have leftovers in Arizona?
Not any that I could do anything about.
I see.
I'd always wanted to travel anyway.
Why Colorado?
I'd never seen mountains like that. Sounded nice. Go to places I need to run.
What are you going to do now in Las Vegas? What are you here for?
I'm not here of my own choice. So I'm still looking for a purpose.
Are you any closer?
Sometimes I feel like yes, sometimes no. I don't know. It's like you said. It's all bullshit here, and they want you to believe it's the truth. And I've never been a great liar.
Why'd you agree to come out here?
What do you mean?
You agreed to come on this date. You agreed to come out here with me. You keep coming to my bar. You keep coming to my place. You keep talking to Tara. You keep talking to me. You keep coming around. Why? People have reasons for doing things, and you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me, well, it's for me. But it's not for me. It might be for her. It might be for you. I don't think it's for me. Why do you keep coming around?
It's familiar. It feels safe. It's shadows and darkness, and I kind of like gesture at my lipstick and then hers. It's familiar. It's people. Asylum in Colorado was the first place that felt safe after things changed. And I guess I was looking for that here too. Because, again, it wasn't my choice to come here. I've been spending time with Tara because she was a part of Colorado. And she was a part of that familiarity. And I'm talking to you because you are a mystery. And I think mysteries are fun. And I think we could be helpful to each other in more ways than one.
My first husband thought I was a puzzle.
I take it you didn't take kindly to that.
No, I loved him. I loved all my partners.
How many have you had? Just out of curiosity, not in a weird way. I'm just genuinely curious because I, as I said, am very new at this.
I don't know. I don't know how to count all those things. Doesn't matter. It doesn't. They're all with me. They're all here. They're all there. None of them real. None of them enough that they're not here now. None of them stayed. None of them do.
Is it worth it? To love and be loved and then lose it time after time after time?
Absolutely. It is the only thing that I have. It's the only thing that makes sense. To be adored and to adore until it eats you alive. There is someone out there that is going to love me until I'm dead, and thank God for it. Why else would we do it?
I wouldn't know, but I'm glad that's something that speaks to your heart.
And I think that by this time, the runoff of the car splits from the main road and begins going off of an ulterior set. And eventually there is a sharp park at the exterior gates to Wilson Cemetery. And the car sets to park.
I'll jump out and I'll circle around and open her door and offer a hand out.
She takes it, she steps out, and it's a much steeper drop for her as her short little body gets out. But she steps her platforms into the dirt and really presses in and starts to step out and looks up and out at Wilson Cemetery. You do notice as you shut the door behind that something that was unaware to you up until this moment, that there are 3 additional black sedans that have just peeled in behind you.
Yeah, I figured.
And from out of there step maybe 3 individuals to each car.
Mal just kind of watches them go. Well, it's It's not much of a trek, but and they'll kind of point, and there's an old mausoleum-looking building just a little bit off the road. We're kind of in the boonies, not
Mhm.
too far out, but there's like a handful of graves and a little mausoleum that are just kind of off of this road. I hope you don't mind the scenery shift. Your club is really the only one I feel comfortable in.
No, I love it. I'll just have the others check for the withered ones. And she snaps for her sort of entourage here, and they come to, and she basically takes them off maybe 10 feet from where you are. And you can see that there's a portion of direction as she's speaking to them, as she instructs them to form a perimeter around the cemetery and sends one of them off in a sedan to drive around the area. And she comes back to you, and she comes back and takes your hand. She says, I think we should be fine. They should alert me if anything comes to happen. And of
You're
course,
extremely well prepared.
they'll ensure that you're taken care of should you attempt anything on me.
Never. I wouldn't.
My fourth husband said that.
Oh, did he break that
Yes,
promise? I'm so sorry.
that's okay.
I hope you dealt with him well.
Yes, I snapped his neck like preparing chicken.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can I do another quick flashback from the flashback?
Sure.
The night before this, I went to Sybil.
Okay.
In a little bit of a panic. Syb? Can I? Sybil. Sibling Sybil. Sorry. I will owe you if I can ask a favor.
Did somebody die?
No, nobody's dead. I have a date.
Oh, is... Do you need dating? You need relationship advice from me?
No, I mean, maybe, but that's not what I'm here for. Do you have like a flight of blood? Do you have like a flight of like blood bags I can take? like a flight of
You want
shots or whatever?
You want like a product? You want me to sell things? You want to use my business? You want business?
No. I just need blood. I just need some different kinds of blood, please.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, for sure.
I'll owe you. I'll owe you whatever.
No. You're
you.
fine. Just yes. What do you need? What is this like a fancy experience? What is going on? Fancy.
You can't tell anyone. You can't be weird about this. I have a date with Bride. I didn't mean to have one, and now I have one.
You seem scared. Do you want this to happen to you?
Not really, but how do I say no to her?
I get that. Okay. So, you're trying to impress her.
I'm trying to impress her. I'm taking her out to a fucking cemetery in the middle of nowhere to look at fucking stars, and I need something there.
Excellent. So don't even. This is a package. This is a package that exists.
Really?
And Sybil gets probably there's like 3 bags of blood in a package that have different temperaments or humors, I believe is the official word.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a
resonances.
Yes, the resonances. There's a sanguine like blood bag in there. There's a melancholy, and there's like a what's the other one I think would be good? Choleric, I think. Basically, they're different vibes attached to the blood bags. Some kindred really care about that. Here, and take these. She reaches under the bar and hands you 2 black smoked glasses.
You are incredible.
I know. Here.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'll If I survive, you'll hear about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, send one of those weird screechy messages if it goes bad.
We'll see.
Okay.
Thanks. They kind of like salute with the glasses.
Nope, that's glass. Please be careful.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
See ya.
See ya.
And Mel just like in like a haze of shadows just disappears out from the door.
I'm not gonna get those glasses back.
Cutting back to thank you. Cutting back to where we were.
You're in the cemetery at this mausoleum. You have these flasks in black smoked stylings with your prepared resonance blood.
Mal climbs their way up the side of the mausoleum and then leans over and with prowess uses their extra strength to grab Bright around the waist or loop their arm like they're about to, but before they touch her say, "May I?"
Of course.
Grab her around the waist, pull her up, set her on the roof of the mausoleum with me. On the roof of the mausoleum is a tapestry. It is the tapestry of St. Catherine that sometimes Mal carries around, but it's flipped over, so it's a little bit harder to tell what it is.
Okay.
There are 3 black candles kind of set around it, unlit yet, which will be lit shortly. And there is a bucket, like a champagne bucket, but it has all 3 of the blood bags in there, and the glasses are set on either side of it. Okay. And once Mal gets Bride settled up top, they'll strike a match and light the 3 candles.
Okay. Storyteller note. Just for you. You have a primordial fear of fire.
Oh, that's right. Fuck. I forgot about that. Shit. Then I'm an idiot when it comes to this game. I'm such a dumbass.
No, you're not. It's fine. I think it's the one we forget the most. Is that
yes,
that
it is.
It's that spooky. That's the scariest thing your body could. That's the sun.
Instead of that, can I say that I have?
The problem is you can't have battery operated candles either.
No,
because
I can't.
You are fucked up.
I'm a problem. So instead, here's what I'll do. I've got 3 glass jars full of water that have dark food dye in them, and I have cracked glow sticks, like purpley glow sticks in each of them, and dropped the glow sticks in. And
where there's a will, there's a way. Okay, beautiful.
So it's this like smoky kind of water swirling around them, and a glow stick in the bottom.
Bright has become like instantly obsessed with this glow stick method, and is just picked up the glass and is sort of circulating it out in front of her. And
there's like little bits of like glitter and like just like.
Yeah, and it's shaking
very, like,
it around in
looking.
front of her. You can't really tell whether she's disgusted or impressed or curious, but she's
That's usually
definitely
where I end up.
she's definitely interested in whatever the fuck this is. But yeah, she seems to be laid out. She seems, impressed by the effort, at least.
My instinct was candles, but that's kind of a human instinct. And that's not really what we do anymore.
I do miss them.
Yes, they were nice, weren't they? But I can show you some of the constellations if you're interested.
No.
That's okay too. We can I've got some drink options. I don't know if you
I can't.
I don't know if you know you can't.
I can't drink that. It's very sweet, though.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. What is it? I'm pretty new at all of this, as I said. Is it what is your preference then? So I know for next time.
How about this? I'll tell you my preference if you tell me who you loved in Arizona. And she sort of goes back to swirling that glitter, sort of staring out at the cemetery. She even kind of leans her head deep into the sort of cradle of your shoulder there, as if the question she asked was nothing.
I can tell you.
Please.
I worked at an old rental place. I don't really know how to describe it. It was weird and old, and there were kind of obsolete technologies that people would have liked for nostalgia's sake rather than their actual use. And there was an old woman who ran it.
And you loved this old woman.
Yes.
And it was her?
I never told her, but yes.
Go ahead and make a manipulation plus subterfuge. You fucking liar.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Caleb, I've
Yes.
never rolled this well on a fucking lie.
Mm-hmm.
I got a success on literally every die, and 2 of them are crits, so I have 7 successes.
Okay. Okay. She looks to you and she says, "It's strange, I never would have thought that it would be her."
I didn't either. She was a widow, so I knew there was no way that was going to. Also, I was very young by comparison, and
You have a problem with age gaps?
no,
Good.
no, I thought she might.
Why didn't you make an effort, an ask, a question? What if she loved you? What if she was waiting?
I was scared, and I was young. I'm still young, I think, relatively. I didn't really know what I was feeling or how to deal with it or how to talk to her.
Hmm.
I didn't know how to love someone.
And then I suppose that's when he got in the way.
Who?
Ezra?
How do you know that name?
You mentioned that you were worried about someone coming to town, and I looked into some things, and then, well, there's been a new player in Las Vegas, and most of them come to my doorstep eventually. And so I've been talking to people, and one of them was a gentleman named Ezra, and something came out, and I sent some probes into the world to try and find out some more information, and something came back. And I connected some dots. Both of you in Arizona at the same time. Both of you Lasombra. You fled to Colorado. He was in Colorado at the same time, from what he told me. He was interested in the asylum. He asked specifically if I had anyone from the Colorado asylum come through to mine. And mentioned your name. And when you mentioned his, it just didn't make sense to me. So, I mean, it only makes sense.
What?
He's your
When
sire?
was-
I mean, he
You've already
has to
figured
be.
it out. You've already figured that out, clearly. When was he here?
This week.
Do you know if he's still here?
Yes, he's in Vegas. Apparently he has been for some time. He's just been preparing his residency, I guess you'd say.
Interesting. Does you seem to sit at a great many tables at the Elysium, and
Are you trying to say something about me?
no,
Because the rumors are lies.
I'm just curious how you.
I was with all those people first.
With which people?
I only sleep around with people I'm with.
Interesting. So you're able to talk to Elysium and the other factions that kind of roam around Vegas?
When you're bigger than politics, they have to buy your vote.
And what makes you bigger than politics?
The bar.
What does the bar do?
The asylum's got a lot of connections in Vegas. We'll put it that way. I talk to a lot of powerful women.
I would love to meet any and all of them.
I don't think you would. I think it would ruin your life. I think it would get back to that old woman of yours if she's still alive.
I don't think she would care about me.
Well, Ezra does, and that would certainly become a situation if you met these powerful women.
I see.
Everything comes out when you operate at this level.
That's good to know. You never told me your preference.
I drink only at the club. Only
Next time.
the people at my club.
So I see. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Listen, let's just enjoy the stars. Let's not talk about anything else. Let's just be with each other.
Great.
And I think that the rest of the night is a conclusion of being together, of enjoying the space. I think that Bride largely closes up after this exchange of information. Unless you have any major questions that you need to get off your chest at this point, I think we can draw to a close on Bride's date here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Mal's just spinning, like Ezra and Bride and Tara and the lie, and it's just all like coalescing in their stomach. The not drinking of the blood, it's all just kind of like a whirlwind, and Mal is trying to be as like pliant and agreeable as possible to keep this relationship not completely fucked.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. As a little ender, could I get a charisma plus persuasion roll?
Oh shit. Oh man, this is such a low pool. I am not a charismatic bitch. But I got 2 successes.
Very good. Okay, we'll take it. Cool. All right, I'm going to call for a little 5-minute break, and then we'll come back to modern times, and we'll continue the night here. When we come back, we're going to start with Niles, and we'll move out from there. Welcome back, Kindred. We are now moving forward to modern nights, to a very burned Mal. Since that date, a grenade has gone off, and we've returned to modern nights. We'll handle all of that in just a moment. But first, I'd like to start these new nights, the night immediately after our meeting in Club Canaan, where we decided that we are going to frame the criminal Puttanesca by stealing the heist of a century from the Silver Dollar Casino and blaming it on them. The following night, we are going to open up with Niles. Niles, I need you to roll a rouse check to see if you grew hungrier following night.
No, I do not grow hungrier, which thank God. Goodness.
Beautiful. Niles, where are you waking up? Where did you sleep this night? Are you still sleeping it off in the carrying house to rest, or
No.
Okay.
No,
so this is back home.
Yeah, I after we had talked at the club, I immediately went back to the place I would rather be, and went back home to the apartment.
Got it. In sleeping at the apartment, it doesn't seem like Hugh is sleeping with you this time at the apartment when you wake up which is not uncommon with the way that your guys' lives work. I mean, you figure the last 4 days you weren't there, so it only makes sense that maybe he's not.
Mm-hmm.
But when you wake up at 8 p.m., you're alone in the apartment. It's that nice kind of silence that comes about at night when you're in your own space. There's no one here trying to kill you. You've all but completely rejuvenated from your situation with the flames in that corporate park. And you're just now starting to fight off the dreams that came about. Every so often you still get these translucent see-throughs, like they're doubling over, like bizarre 3D vision of your own life, where you can see yourself reaching your hands out to that child trapped in the flesh. But for the most part, you're you. And it's your life. And you're in this 1-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, really. There's an office that Hugh has that he puts to good use. He has a lot of these old embarrassing ska bands that he has posters for held up in the office. He has these old Las Vegas street artists that he's commissioned to do like floor pieces for. And so it is these like industrial corrugated steel pieces that have been graffitied over and then framed by him and then hung on a wall. There are car parts that have no business being wall art that he has found a reason to put on the wall. There are the numerous degrees that Hugh has. There's a degree from his time at Azusa Pacific University, and then a medical degree from when he went to med school in Nevada. And then there are pictures of his first time nursing. There's pictures of him as an EMT with these big tatted arms. He looks really fitted with his arms kind of filling out the scrubs, and he's posing right by the ambulance outside with this patient of his that is also throwing up a thumbs up. It seems like he really got a lot out of Hugh. There are old pictures of Hugh from when he was a kid, from his parents, from his family, from his brothers and sisters. He has 2 older brothers and 1 younger sister. For a kindred, Hugh has a lot of his life left over in this place. And it seems like he's really connected to it in a way that is unlike anything you've seen. Especially from where you've come from, especially from your life, especially from the camera that you've seen, especially from the coterie you hang out with. None of those fucks seem connected with anything that they do. But Hugh has this bizarre sense of security with what he used to be and what he is now. There's even pictures of him and Alice. One you know of that he's shown you before in secret, of them standing with the ashes of Arthur Cost in the strip of Las Vegas, an old Polaroid that you can barely make out what it is, but Hugh had to explain to you. The rest is littered with some things from you, what little life you have. Do you think there's anything in this place that you've sort of filled with parts of Niles?
I think probably over the 2 months of doing more cohabitation here, I think Niles has added their own art to the walls. Niles doesn't unfortunately have any connection like photographs or things that they were able to keep with them from their past life. So it's more of just filling the walls with what they know best, which is the art that they draw. So it's various pencil sketches of different like animals, definitely like a version of Spoons, the way that Spoons was, and other accoutrements like that to just kind of add their presence there. And maybe there is at least one picture of Hugh and Niles together, more of like a selfie like picture that maybe Hugh has printed out and as added to the wall, but it's the one tiny little bit that Niles had felt comfortable having, as they're not really used to that kind of world anymore where you keep those kinds of memories and records and things like that.
Right. It might be the only photo evidence of Niles in the home.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. What's on the docket for this night?
Niles is definitely at Hunger 3, needs to go eat. But before that, since they are still without a phone, because neither Burrows nor them have had an opportunity to do that, I think Niles is going to quickly write a message to Hugh, because they're hoping that they'll eventually come back to the house, and mention that they're phoneless, but they've been here, kind of maybe explain a little bit of what happened at the Hakata, that they've been injured and trying to heal, and they just kind of fold it up in one of those little trifold things and just leaves it, and it just says Hugh with a little feather drawn next to it, so that and also state that they're going to get a phone, and as soon as they do, they will contact him and leave it at that. But they're going to take their bike and they're going to head over to their feeding spot first, to not only get some bags, but also kind of bring that hunger back down to a more manageable state.
You're driving out to the fountain.
Yeah, head into the fountain.
It is a drive into Somerset, into a more rich part of local Vegas, into the suburbs, and you pull into that familiar foreclosed location. It feels bizarre to see this fenced up area around so many other nicer houses. And I'm sure the neighbors hate it, especially with your loud bike ripping up to the curb there. But it's become routine enough. This will be enough feeding here to make sense. You rip in through the backyard and down into that keypad, hitting it, and that breath of cold air from the freezer on the other side hits you as you step in and find that bizarre chained up figure in the center waiting for you, all yours, with that free feeding bowl, and I'm assuming you're going to slake enough hunger for yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to take 2 hunger off to get me back down to 1 hunger. And I'm at least gonna try to put 1 bag of Vitae on deck to take with me, so that I do not run into a Lamia issue again.
We're taking 1 to go, are we?
1 to go. I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Let's shit. Let's do like a wits plus medicine.
Wits plus medicine.
To see it, like, you're tapping in. I don't think, I mean, you're going to slake your hunger. So I don't think this is like a frenzy situation. I think this is, can I avoid taking too much Vitae from this individual?
I see.
You know, can I avoid accidentally diablerizing this individual?
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. I'll call that a win. I don't think it's too hard. They're in a very vulnerable state. I think they're very well monitored. I think they've been sleeping for a while. It's not like you've been tapping this well too much. I think you're able to take a bag and slake your hunger and move on. So consider yourself down to hunger 1, and you have 1 bag to go. That 1 bag will only slake 1 hunger, though. Just keep that aware.
That is fine.
Okay. Cool. What's the next move here?
Part of me wants to maybe go to Bubblegum Mansion for a little bit, but I do eventually need to maybe take Sybil and Jackie and Mal with me to go see Sylvie, because if we are going to heist the silver dollar, we should go meet the point of contact who hired us for that gig. But maybe if I can, if the logistical time works out, if I could go to Bubblegum Mansion really quick and then do that, that's what I want to do.
It's a long drive out west, honestly, probably in the same direction to Wilson Cemetery. And it's a little closer than the cemetery would be. It's not like you're going fully out into the wilderness, into whatever Bride calls the Withered Ones. But you make it to the Bubblegum Mansion after flipping around those switchbacks, and you arrive at this place that you've called home. This covered in ligament and this almost like spidered web moss that sits across everything, that is this broken down, almost like adobe mansion. And it's all yours. The second floor or third floor that you've been sort of repairing there is going around nicely, so much so that it is not like a skylight situation. Essentially, it has repaired itself enough, not by material needs, but more by the supernatural ligament repair that you've pulled those powerful skin grafts back together to pull the pieces of those roofs closer to, and then gum them further. So it is, by all means, the largest Masquerade violation that any of you possess whatsoever, and if anyone took the wrong turn here, it would make the daily news pretty bad. But it's looking good.
Yeah, and even though there's still kind of ligaments like scattered around the courtyard and stuff, Niles has kind of made a small, what seemingly looks like a path, but they've just kind of buried a lot of that ligament underground, so if somebody were to walk on it, it's still kind of ligament there, but it seems more of like almost like a honey trap kind of situation if anybody feels comfortable enough to walk that path. But
you've sort of like carved out this seemingly safe path through the non-pink.
Yeah, that leads to the door.
Non-flesh.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. You've also cleaned up a lot of this. I mean, there used to be the bones of those poor individuals who tried coming through here. There was also a member of your long-lost tribe that met his fate here, that now has since been cleaned up. There's space for your bike, and of course there is space for the roost that has taken place in the only part of the roof there that still is exposed to the outside, and that is this portion of the roof that is opened up enough for what is still spoons, which I imagine that's probably the first place you're going to in Bubblegum Mansion.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go into like the lobby area, and since I've left the holes that kind of lead all the way to the top of the roost, but I'm gonna kind of stand in the middle of the lobby and kind of look up and maybe even give a little like call or whistle to try to have spoons come down to me, and so I can check on them.
You whistle. It's the same sort of noise we would have made a season ago, a summer ago. To call spoons, but the sound that follows is inherently very different. There is a boom of noise as the lumbering crash of whatever it is lumbering past each floor as he joins you on the ground, and you can hear the buffeting of powerful wings and the the movement of wind as this wind tunnel forms in the circular shaft you've made for him on each floor. And you can see the taloned hooks clamp onto the ground floor before you can see Spoons itself as this pterodactyl-sized gargoyle Spoons reveals himself. What originally was a crow has manifested itself from a fatal injury into this cancerous cell that is metastasized over and over again until the wingspan of Spoons has become, you'd guess, 18 feet in diameter. And the body itself has manufactured to an extreme weight and size. They are still black feathered and sort of gossamer winged, still shine through with all of that, but it is interwoven with these, very similar to your home, these sparks of pink flesh that sort of stitched together at every point that Spoons was hurt. They're massive now, and strong beaked, and it's elongated, so much so that it's almost saw beaked. The beak that opens now as it caws out to you very lovingly as it lands, is serrated in its excuse me, in its response to you, and very dangerous. Could easily lacerate anyone that was foolish enough to put their hand in its mouth. And their beady, soulful eyes are now regarding you, maybe 4 times larger than they used to be, and they've metastasized themselves so that there are 2 irises that have sort of absorbed into each other, one smaller than the other, sitting in the sockets of the eye, essentially. He's beautiful, big, different, but still yours, and very loving. He moves himself up and places his face, which is now maybe the length of the top of your head down to maybe half your torso, and coos into you and rubs his beak along your face and loves that you're here. But Spoons has definitely changed.
I like the moment he dropped down, like Niles is just filled with this level of happiness and joy to see him. And when he kind of starts to like coo against him, he just starts to stroke that beak and give him all the love and attention. And it's so good to see you. I'm sorry I've been away. I've been busy with other things, but has been...
There's this awful, awful screeching from it that Eli, Niles, Spoons used to have this beautiful call, and now it is strangely human, almost like songbirds trying to mimic songs, but more like humans trying to mimic birds.
Mm.
It is a person trying to sound like a crow's call, unless a crow trying to sound like a person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love that. Is Niles just continues to just stroke and love on them, and even asks, has anybody come by? Have you seen anything that I should be concerned about?
There is immediately this flood of gray-black vignette that floods your vision, almost like you're given blinders on either side of your vision. As you're familiar with this is how Spoons has communicated what he's seen before. Could you roll for me awareness plus your famulus level? Or... yeah, awareness plus your famulus level. And go ahead and add an additional dot for the changes from vicissitude. It's made him considerably stronger.
Hell yeah, that is 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. Yeah, he gives out this other, like, chittering as he sort of speaks into you. And he clicks his beak at you, this huge cracking of his beak coming together, and he moves his talons in close, and he brings you into wings, and your eyes flood over white, completely falling back into socket as you become Spoons' vision for a moment, and you see that you're floating overhead of the mansion, flying around, right? And you are flying across the meadows, across the expanse of Las Vegas, and you're much farther away from home than you expected at first. First you're at the mansion, and then you're much farther. And you are pursuing something, a pack of something, 3 or 4. And Spoons begins to descend to give you a better look. It is against the night sky. It is a full moon overhead, so all you can see truly is the moonlight and through Spoons' eyes, which are incredibly powerful, but he is from this huge distance in the sky. So you can feel yourself barreling towards the floor in this suicide dive as this pterodactyl comes to ground. And as you fly through to the ground, you see that the 3 or 4 become full 4. It is a pack of 4 full individuals, pallid, pure white human beings that are elongated and pulled on all of their limbs as though they've been stretched and broken at each limb. And they are clawing through the desert, crawling through the soil, moving fully in sporadic serpentine movements with chaotic no direction, but they move in a pack and with no discernible objective, as if insane, mad. I mean, it looks very similar to the white that all of you encountered with the first time in Baby Blue leaving Colorado back into Las Vegas. And then Spoons breaks the vision, and you come back to, and you're in your mansion again, standing in front of this bizarre gargoyle of your own making. As he breaks from you, and he begins to move about the sort of main foyer, the lobby of your mansion, and he moves over to this corner where some of the flesh manifests, and you can see that he has this collection of animals he's been picking up from the wilderness, and he takes and grabs what is the carcass of a recently dead coyote by the foot, and it is full bore, fully grown adult coyote, the entire body. He picks it by the paw, flips it into air, opens full maw his beak, and the coyote slides down with no chewing whatsoever, and you can hear the sickening sound of the slick bile dissension of that coyote down into the gullet of this thing you made, and it falls in, and Spoons looks to you very pleased with himself and clacks his big jaws together and flaps his wings, proud to have found the whites and feeding himself for his good job. And he comes back for love, putting his beak to your face again.
Yeah, I just continue to go back to just always be praising, always so proud of my boy. And I tell him finally, I'll be back soon. Keep that weather eye out. Always let me know if something is wrong. but keep doing what you're doing. You're such a good boy. And I give him just a little kiss on the beak. And then I'll head back out to my bike.
Beautiful. Hop on the bike, ready to rock. What's the move? We getting everybody together to go to Sylvie's?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll consider all of us together. We are moving in tandem to a bar literally called Sylvie's in the south of Vegas. That was given to us as an address, if you can believe it, in season 1, episode 4. And now we are calling to collect. I'm assuming we call ahead, we let the bar know. But we arrive at Sylvie's together. It is a rundown piece of shit biker bar, as anyone could love it. And Vegas has a dime a dozen. They're beautiful. Outside, there are leagues of bikes parked in rows out front, and then the cars out past that. It's farther on the edge of Vegas. It can barely be called Vegas, really. It's a local joint, clearly. And people are flooding in and out. You can already hear the country music pouring out of this place as what can only be described as what should be bad karaoke, but is even worse live singing, is being portrayed inside. Someone who's too old to be singing this. But it seems like a good vibe. There's a lot of people, a lot of older folks coming in and out of the place. Stepping into the place, it's lively. It's a human crowd. You can tell. There are Vegas staple, which is these old slot machines, these like cherry slot machines set up against the back bar. These Activision slot machines that are probably 20 years older than they should be, with the full-on 8-ball handles that people are playing. And there's 5-card digital poker at the bar itself, so you don't even have to leave your beer. And you can hear some of the jingles underneath the shitty country bar music. Everyone's head is down at the bar. No one's really talking to each other outside of talking to themselves. And they seem to like it that way. There are pool tables, and there are plenty of people playing pool. It doesn't look like anyone can call tables. It looks like the people who are playing for the whole night, and you can either like it or fuck off. And that's where you are.
I think before we go in there, I look at the three with me and just be like, just if you could be just cautious on how you talk. Sylvie is kind of a little brash and I think takes things a lot seriously. He's definitely not as I guess civil as the Camarilla or anybody will be. So just take it in strides. Looks over at Sybil. He's just a Gangrel essentially, and he plays by his own rules.
Yes. We're gonna match that. We're gonna match that attitude right now.
As Sybil does their best to appear very intimidating. I suppose we're walking into the bar, yeah?
Yeah.
Beautiful. It's
Yes.
just as I described. And you can see that there's a staircase up to a second floor, which seems to be almost like a VIP area. There's a velvet rope, and in front of it is a biker-vested individual with a muscle shirt that on the front has some sort of very old dad rock band iconographied onto the graphic, and he's got these high-rise blue denim jeans packed into black moto boots. and he's got this bandana tied around his balding head and a patchy little beard, very tall. He looks like the bouncer to the next area, and you imagine that's where you got to go to meet with Sylvie on the second floor.
Yeah. I approach him, tell them that we're here to see Sylvie, and hopefully they'll point us in the direction where he's at.
They lift the velvet rope and invite you upstairs, where the staircase is like enough room for a shoulder width, basically. And there are posters from all the bands who have played here on this shitty stage before. And there's no one you really recognize. There's cigarette ash everywhere, butts everywhere, spilled beer, shattered glass in the corners of this place. It's exactly what you expect out of a shitty dive bar. And the all of you have to move in single file past this guy as he sort of checks all of you through. It's clear he's clocking all of you, but he sets the velvet rope shut as you ascend up to the second floor. On the second floor, it's a lot quieter. There are tables set out. There's an old pinball machine in the corner, and it is a old Kiss pinball machine with Gene Simmons with his tongue out in the center, that it looks like you can flip the pinball off of. And there is an old public restroom in the back corner that looks like it might have been a girls' boys in the past, but both doors have been ripped out and the dividing wall has been broken down, so much so that you can see the broken wood itself. And so the stalls are completely exposed and you can see both toilets. You can see right now that there is one man currently on that toilet taking a shit in full view of all of you. And then there is a bevy of people up here that you immediately clock for being kindred, upwards of maybe 8, 10 individuals, if you're counting, around that area, about a dozen. And then in a corner booth is Sylvester. He's a bald, squat individual with a patchy beard that is shaved at the goatee. He is wearing a conqueror's vest, as many of these individuals are. It seems that that is their bikers gang. You'll remember them as being the gang that you all kicked out of your own club and tried to kill a lot of them. But he is posted up in that corner lit bar with a poor little table lamp in the center. And currently he is making out with this big bumped up blonde blowout woman next to him, whose shirt is halfway exposed as Sylvester is climbing down halfway her chest and going straight for her left breast as you all are entering, essentially. You're in the thick of it.
Niles just kind of stands there and waits because last thing I want to do is piss Sylvie off while he's in the middle of something. But yeah, just...
It seems as though if no one is going to interrupt him, he's going to enjoy some titty as he continues pretty much to go for titty.
You'll see Jackie
Thank
kind
you.
of looking
Thank
down
you.
and trying not to laugh, like...
The Sybil's gonna clear her throat.
So you clear your throat. The two bouncers basically in front of this booth, big fucking biker dudes with their Conqueror vests on, kind of look at you laughing, and then back at Sylvester. And one of them claps the table a little, and Sylvie picks his head up and he licks his lips, as you can see that he's actually been feeding off of the left breast of this woman to the right of him.
This is your king.
And as he looks to all of you and he wipes that last little bit and he says, "Sorry, I was fucking hungry. I got a call y'all were coming through. It's about time. I've been waiting for this one to make good on our promise for, 4 months now?
Yeah, well, there was other things that needed to be taken care of, but we're here to take care of it, so...
Yeah, Sylvester doesn't fucking matter to any of you fucking people, do I?
It's not that, but...
You picked the right time. I was about a month away from ordering all your deaths.
Well, we're here now, so if you can enlighten us on the job, maybe we can get it done, right?
Yeah, so... Okay. Excuse me. Sorry, she did a lot of coke and I'm feeling it. She starts to giggle next to him. So, the Conquerors, right? I run them through a gig that I've been doing since I was alive. But the real bit is the pack past them. I want the Gangrel to have a place in this city, and we haven't had for a long fucking time, not since we split with the Camarilla. But we're not Camarilla anymore, and I want that to be fucking clear to everybody in this city. We can't do that if we don't have a place of our own. So we're going to give the pack a place of our own. That's where you all come in. Silver Dollar Casino. It's right off Fremont, but it's not Anarch territory. That doesn't make sense to me, since Fremont's all ours anyways. It's owned up by that stupid Ventru shit, that Primogen up in the Echelon, the half-made fuck where they keep their Elysium, right? Lucius. His little playboy fuck of a child that he likes to use for a cock sleeve every so often runs up the place. His name's Adon, and he does day-to-day operation. He runs the Silver Dollar, and you're gonna stop him from doing that, however you see fit. You break into the place. You do whatever you can to stop whatever's in that vault, get everything out of it, and make the casino mine. Cool?
Yeah, cool.
It's heavy Camarilla. It's heavy security. I think it should be straightforward, though. It's all mortal. Adon's too fucking stupid to run anything else. He's half your age. Well, honestly, he's probably your age. And he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So it should be a pretty easy mark. And once you're in, you're out, and I'm in. It's that simple. I don't know how you're gonna fucking do it. You scope the place out. Once you've done it, you call me, I move the pack in, we take the place over. It's that simple.
Sounds like a plan. I mean, any other information besides that? Have you scoped the place out that I could take in stride?
It sits right on one of the busiest fucking streets in Las Vegas, next to the Strip. So I don't know how you're gonna do this without calling the police to your name or bringing in the fucking Ventru. But that's on you. Fuck you.
I think I might have some ideas. At least to get things started. This is uniquely relevant to my interests.
Okay.
And I think looking at this point after that just turns to Niles. It's like, I think we're gonna have this in hand.
Cool. Call me when it's done. You can have whatever's in the vault. I just want the casino.
All right.
Excellent.
And then once it's done, we're good?
I guess. Till you fuck up again.
And we will.
Niles,
Jack is gonna look at
Niles
Niles like,
covered in fucking burns. We will.
Sylvie looks at Mal and goes, "You're a bunch of stupid fucks." I like it.
Yep, that's what everyone keeps telling us.
you're gonna see Jackie take a step away from this
Thank
group.
you.
Because
Yes,
it's like
yes.
absolutely not. No.
Niles
fine.
just close eyes, deep breath. Just
I do have a question. Is not sweeping a part of the Gangrel lifestyle? Or is that a unique choice to you and sort of...
Oh my fucking god, are you my mother?
Gratefully, no.
If you're gonna be a little bitch about some roaches, then maybe you don't know what it's like to be a beast.
Maybe we just have different strategies. I think it's important.
Until you fuck like a dog, I don't want to hear you. You don't know what it's like to live the lifestyle.
I do not. And I don't know if I want to, but you certainly seem secure in where you are.
He sniffs. And you can feel there's a shift in the air as he's looking in your direction. And you can feel that there's a sort of scoping on you. And he sort of clicks his neck and he uses the woman he's fed off of to stand up as a support. And then moves out from the table and he moves up to you. You're probably about the same height. And he gets right up in your face and he says, "Are you a fucking gangrel?"
Yes, I am.
And he grips your pantsuit. Whatever it is that you have business casual on today.
Mm-hmm.
What is it you're wearing today? I imagine it's Sybil.
It is almost chronically heels business pants, and like it's clearly a collared shirt, but it's one of those I'm a cool mom collared shirts that's like either like a short collar or like some funky sleeve action, but it's business.
He grips it by that short collar, and just by the simple act of peeling, he rips the collar by a few seams up that inch, and he looks at you and he says, "You're one of those fucking mistakes, huh? Feel like you were put in the wrong place? Feel like you were made for towers, huh? You want to go back to that world? Climb the corporate scheme, fuck enough princes that maybe they'll throw you a fucking bone. Can I give you a piece of advice? Some of us were made to be domesticated. Some of us were made to be fucking sheep. That's you. And your little outfits. And your perfume. And your offices. Listening to whatever the little prince says. And some of us were made to fucking run. So you can either come in here and you can eat the roaches with us. You can lick the fucking floors. Or you can keep your fucking mouth shut.
We will call you when we get you your place to live. As of now, I'm the only one that can speak to you and speak Ventru with my perfume. So I'm going to use my skills to get my fucking work done in spite of you. And we'll see who's domesticated.
You ever want to come off that leash? I'll show you how to be a dog. And he steps back, gets back behind that table.
Sybil is shaking. But yes, steps back. Sybil's so mad, but steps back.
We all good?
We're good. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. And he goes back to the titty.
Niles immediately beelining door, getting out of here.
Jackie's gonna motion for everyone to leave.
On the way out, Mal pulls out the like melancholy blood that they haven't yet given back to Sib, Is this gonna help you like chill out? If you
Sip is like looking at Sylvie, like walking out of the room backwards.
you have to take you have
Yeah.
to take this and drink it if you want it to.
Yeah.
You just like looking isn't
I'll
gonna.
have that. I'll have that for drinking.
So you're drinking the melancholy resonance.
Yeah.
You're going down the stairs, the voice of that dog in your ear, thinking about all of the things he said to make you feel smaller than what you are. And you wrench that vial out of Mal's hands to take a sip. And you remember being told by your assistant exactly where it came from, and how, while the phlebotomist? Who knows? Yeah, that one. The blood person was taking the donation, the sob story that was being told to them about the last throes that they were having as they were watching their mother die of cancer, and the leaving of the world of the person who gave you life, and having to deal with what came about when everything that you are is going to keep moving and everything that she is going to stop. You take a sip of that blood, and what is unbridled rage at your ill-fitting in with what you are supposed to be becomes this inherent sadness that you are not what they want you to be. The melancholy fights back, and you do slake one hanger.
Yeah.
But
Good.
that hanger turns to sadness as you are confronted with this idea that there is a chance, because Teresa left you, that there will never be another soul that understands you in any way that makes sense.
Well, that's Sylvie.
Charming.
He sucks. Outside, obviously.
Yeah.
It's probably loud enough down on this first floor that it's, you're in amongst so many of the humans. It doesn't seem like he has that many friends down here. I'd easily say you could get away with that without even risk of that coming back to you.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a good way to put it. He does suck. He sucks. He's important. Though he's important to you, Niles?
Not particularly. I just have to owe him this so that he can get off my back. It's more of getting the boot off the back than anything else. So as soon as we get it square, the less I have to spend time with him.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's go.
Beautiful.
We owe him this because we killed a bunch of his little minions, right?
No.
Why do we owe him this?
We owe him this because I fucked up.
Oh. Okay. I was gonna say, if we want to really antagonize him, we can be like, "You're a big gangrel, why can't you go do it yourself?"
I think
But I
that
realize
it's
that
the
that's a bad
most
I think
illogical
That's a bad
thing to
idea.
do.
restraint would probably be the best thing in this situation.
I did think about it, but yes. Yes.
No, I could kind of tell, and that was why I was like, I'll do it. I'm the dumbass who puts their foot in their mouth every time, so if we need someone to do it, it can be me.
Is this how things in the past would fall apart with your coterie?
Why would you say that?
I mean, the stories that I've not only heard, witnessed, secondhand accounting. I'll be honest. My investigation does not cover half the amazing lore I'm discovering about each and every one of you.
Well, I'm glad you're entertained about it.
It is quite a wild ride.
You ready to get off of it yet? Or are you stuck here still?
Oh, I'm stuck here for a while.
Okay, good. Because
That's
we are
hell
going to
for you
need
too,
to
then.
break into that place with some form of sneakiness, dexterity, civility.
Is there... Your club that can be reached in the sewers. Is there a similar situation with the silver dollar?
I don't know. We
Instead
can
of
find
coming-
out.
I think maybe coming from below might be a different option.
There's people we can ask that are good at tunnels.
Also, you pointing to Mal, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of advantages. You can go to a security room and servers, and I don't know, just hang out there all day. Get on your phone.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't. That's the whole
Exactly.
point, is I can't.
I know. I was leading into
Oh, that was a joke. Sorry.
it.
I'm still healing and I feel like shit. So.
Well, don't worry. It's not what I get paid to do anyway. So.
Great. Okay.
So
is this a situation where we would like recon this place, or is this a situation where we just go and hope for the fucking best?
No. Oh God, this is what you guys did. Okay, no.
So we've done that before, I will say, for sure.
But it's turned out like not awful.
I also need to question above table. Are we still like? Where are we? I don't want to be
leaving.
We're leaving. We're heading out. Yeah.
Okay. Can we head back to
this could be in the
our
parking lot. This could be in the car.
I would like to continue our conversation.
I'm not going to be a dick and like I'm not going to take advantage of you like this. I promise. I'm taking advantage of you in like 6 other ways you guys haven't even thought about. I'm not going to do it in the way you are thinking about.
Bless.
Yeah, we're like in the car.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Trust me, if you think it's a discussion in confidence, it is.
Okay.
Can anyone how's everybody with like a disguise at least not get picked up on cameras? Just me?
I don't get picked up on cameras anyway, so I think I'm out of this.
Mal appears as like a glitched blur on all cameras. Does appear, but appears like the film is fucked up.
How good are you at blackjack?
Me?
Yes.
I've never gambled in my life. Because
they are 19.
I am 19.
Do you look 19? Like, you do look baby,
they
but
look
we can get you...
19.
I look 19.
You're great, so you're not gonna... How about this?
I can sneak in. I will not be sitting at any tables. And
Actually,
also,
honestly,
who the fuck would want me at a table, to be honest?
If it's I can't play tables, but I do know slot machines.
I would just think a basic... First off, let's just do a basic recon. We got to see the situation, see exits, see cameras, also security, see where the spots are, see where weaknesses are. Yeah.
What about the twink that did the hard drive? Do you think they'd be able to help us? Yeah.
If we go to PDF, I would really like to make sure we go to a game store to at least bribe him with some kind of Vocaloid or something. There's a bunch of things we can do.
Okay. The fuck is a Vocaloid?
Oh. What? Nope, sorry, that's Zach. Nope.
Are we talking about bribing PDF with a Hatsune Miku doll?
Yes.
Yes.
He wore that t-shirt, that's why. I'm not...
Okay, I love that. I think that's so funny.
I know how to talk to my people real quick.
Yeah,
so I'm
that's
like...
awesome.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Mal, I can gladly explain what a Vocaloid is as we go shopping for it.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it might be more disturbing than what you guys discovered, I don't know, under the lake that you're not telling me. But...
Okay, sure.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, what we found under the lake is equivalent to Hatsune Miku.
In the terms of power, probably.
You basically did meet Hatsune Miku down there.
Yes.
I'm real
for someone that looks perpetually 19, it's kind of shocking you don't know some of this.
I worked... Do you want to know... Here, do you guys want some fucking Mal lore? I worked in a store where we worked on old technology. The newest thing we had in there was a DVD player and a PlayStation 2. So that's where I'm at.
Well, where were you? At a Radio Shack cemetery? What was that?
It was called Rentage Vintal. Which is a stupid play on vintage rental.
Yeah.
Is that how you got... Is that where you came your next life in your rental?
That's the end of Mal lore today. Thank you so much.
Well, that's where it led. That's where I thought you were heading to. You had a very...
No, I'm just letting you know how out of touch with popular culture I am.
Well,
It's
God, you're a
extreme.
stereotype. Weirdly, it's like
Me?
it's weird. She shouldn't. I don't know. Like you should know technology, and you don't.
And I absolutely fucking don't.
PDF can explain. If we deliver, I feel like they will explain.
I think he's mad at me enough for Shrek.
Oh, did you ask about Shrek?
Shret. It's Shret.
He said it's Shreknet apparently, and I asked about Shrek.
I've actually during while this, I'm gonna go ahead. And if it's possible, if we're back at the bar, I would like to
At our bar?
check. Yeah, because I would like to actually check my email, but not be so close to Mal where it'll F up my phone or computer.
Mm-hmm.
See if I got any emails from my sir about that, and if not, that's fine.
As a response to the one you sent?
Yes, I sent it a while back ago.
Yes, not yet. No response yet.
Okay, that's fine.
Mal is laying on the floor of the club, just on the ground.
While I check, can I how would you guys feel if I rented the basement downstairs?
Oh, no one's using it, as far as I know.
excellent.
You rented it, like you personally, or you rented it out to someone else?
No, for me personally. I
Oh,
would
yeah.
there's a lot of equipment down there that is perfect for exactly something that maybe my house and my refrigerator cannot always withstand. So it's possible if I could make downstairs a little bit of an office/lab.
Well, technically you're part of the coterie, so I guess you can.
Should we do something with this place? It's
Like
been-
open it?
You're
I don't
standing in the empty one couch, empty bar, two floors that are just
it-
concrete and 3 lights.
It feels
Yeah.
very much like there could be so much potential here. And at least a
Well-
good source of income that if this a little
You currently make $0 a day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the thing. Until we have money, unless you got something tucked up in that shadow that you're holding out on us, we can't open this club until money
How
is
much
made.
does it cost to open a club? Like 20 grand?
Well, we got. Well,
Mhm.
now we got.
Do you have, like, do you have 20 grand?
Hiring. First of all, we haven't even passed inspections on that. We have to get a
Yes.
liquor license. There's a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay, is
Can
anyone
we
running this
forge
business
shit?
here?
Honestly, because I have sort of my own. But if you want to do this, and if we just need 20 grand, I'll do the 20 grand, you do the business.
Just 20 grand,
Cash?
sure. That's a crazy sentence to say, I hope you know.
What,
It was well earned.
wait,
It was
who-
really
oh.
fun.
Okay.
Paid well.
I mean,
Royalties.
You do have that. From
I
your
do.
origin.
Yes.
I was like, I know that you have money. Where do you have money from? And then I realized,
Alphonse.
Alphonse.
interesting.
Yeah. Royalties.
Watch Sybil's one-on-one. You'll find out why they have all this money.
Yeah.
I mean, if we, as much as this business is cool and all, we have other priorities. And if we take care of the silver dollar, we'll also have money. So maybe
Oh, I agree
we'll
with you there.
fix up the club as soon as we get the priorities taken care of, maybe.
I do think, yes, I agree. The thing is, the Gangrels are going to take the silver dollar. They're going to open it and do whatever they want to do there. If we want to distance ourselves from the silver dollar, I do think posing our club as an enemy to their club might be nice. We have the same opening night, so why would we be involved if we are also opening that
a
night?
rival
That's
to
true.
them, especially.
Yeah.
It takes the. Actually, this is a really interesting point. Thank you for the silver dollar. Once we do the recon, my question is the Puttanescas, champagne.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a couple ideas throwing around. I believe. Does anyone have any ideas on how we could possibly pin this, especially directly, in a direction where all eyes off of us?
I think that's a
We say
Burrows
it's
problem.
Puttanesca.
And well, we were talking about somewhat affiliating it with the Hakata. Not directly, but someone that has deep connections to the Hakata, which would rely on some of the weird blood shit you did.
Also, I was thinking to maybe possibly leaving things behind. I was trying to think, like, is there anything about them, like a common jewelry or something that we could use as...
Anything from the restaurant.
I might have something that I don't think it'll be useful in this instance, but I do think it is something that I kind of probably need to tell you guys. I don't remember if I told you guys if I did this. When we were at their house, I might have stolen something.
Interesting.
It's a book covered in skin.
Fun.
Do you have this book?
It's in a hiding place.
Can you, if I close my eyes, can you go get it and then put it in front of us?
Yeah.
Have you smelled this book? Walk with me. Have you smelled this book? Walk with me, please.
Sib.
How about you get the book?
I try so hard to be so understanding when you say weird shit.
I understand. I
haven't smelled the book.
Okay.
Can you get the book?
I'll go get the book. You guys stay here.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna run over to my church. I'm gonna lift up the tapestry. Behind the tapestry, there's a cinder block that I've carved out. And I pull the cinder block out, and in there, what have I put in there? I know I've put multiple things in there. The book is one of them. There's also, I can't remember what else is in there, but the book's in there, and I'll pull it out, and then I'll run back over to the club.
Lev, at the church roll, wits plus awareness.
Oh fuck!
No.
Fuck!
Oh no!
Oh, how hurt am I still? Am I still at 43?
Well, you never really rolled on that grenade, did you?
We didn't. We went right from the past to like 2 days, like a day in the future. So we didn't really have a moment to
I
take the
agree.
adrenaline from blood.
It sounds like you and I are agreeing. We didn't roll on the grenade.
You bitch.
What is a grenade?
Wits and what?
Awareness.
Wits and awareness.
All right,
Oh,
wits.
A
1, 2,
classic.
3, 4, 5, 6. Great. All right, that's not a bad pool. I'm gonna use a willpower and reroll.
Okay.
Good stuff. 3 dice that are not hunger.
I got 4 total.
4 total. You don't see anything. You get your book.
You fucking.
What is that?
I don't know anything. I get the book. I come back. Okay. You can't. I just kind of took it because it was behind a bunch. Honestly, I didn't want him to have it, and I wanted it because it was weird.
Wait, you just hold on. Okay.
We were going after them. I don't even remember why we were there. Guys, if I'm being really honest, I don't know what's happening a lot of the time.
Do you mind if I just take a look at that book really? You're gonna see.
The more we
me see
talk,
the
Niles is
skin
getting like slightly annoyed and walks away for a second as soon as Jackie pulls out gloves and goes over to like the bar and sits away from a distance.
I'll even pick out like a
I'm
little
so here.
X-Acto knife to be careful.
I'm so here for this.
Be like, Caleb,
Yeah.
this book. Did you have it marked? Is there anything specific about? Because it's what is this? Is it skin?
I
Is
think
it
Caleb
skin?
described it literally as a skin book.
Well,
Yeah.
no. My question maybe let me rephrase this: human skin or animal? Like, is it giving a different type of?
I mean,
I just want to be clear.
Go ahead and roll investigation plus intelligence.
I can do that.
What skin is skin?
Honestly,
skin is
skin. Oh, all right, it's only a 2.
It's all leather is skin. There's a lot of skin books. Fine.
What if it's supernatural? That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
Is it?
for sure?
It is what you believe to be human or kindred skin. Although if it's kindred skin, you don't understand how that could be, since
I don't think so.
usually you dust when you die. It is woven in such a way that there is still an eyeball in the center of the book itself, of which looks like preserved, either glassed over, resined over. Can't tell if it's real or not. Maybe it's jellied behind it. Who knows? And it does not appear to have any script or text over the front or back of it. It is hand bound. It is, by your estimations, biblical in its age. And there is a old-fashioned artifact lock on the book itself. It cannot be opened at this time. The lock seems sturdy. It does not seem very old.
Ooh, okay.
Or I'm sorry, it seems in good health. It doesn't seem like it's decrepit.
Okay. Well, we need a key to open this. And
You can always break it.
Mal was literally about to say, why don't we just break it? It's on our book.
We did that
and then I'm
last.
going to back off. I'll be like, I'm going to back off because I'm not going to break it, but I'm like, go for
It'd
it.
be awesome because Allison was the one that broke the last one.
Yeah. Maybe
That's so true.
maybe not.
Yes, the lock
Lost all
breaker.
their fingers.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking. Amanda has learned.
Who is this Allison?
This is where Jackie knows magic more and
Yeah.
is being cautious.
I think there might be an alarm attached to this book.
Mhm.
I also want to open this book, but maybe we should do a little bit more investigation first.
I want to help you guys out a little here. Because I'm kind, I'm benevolent. It's a political game. If you don't remember the pieces you saw, it can be tough. And this happened a year ago. Lev and Eli, Niles, and Mal. The both of you are going to roll what I call a memory roll.
Oh, thank God.
You're gonna roll
Yes.
wits plus, we'll call this for Niles, you're gonna roll wits plus etiquette, and for Mal, you're gonna roll wits plus investigation.
Fun. Oh, well,
One.
that works out. 2 for Niles. I'm just rolling tools all day.
Okay. A net success of 3. Mal, you remember one additional detail of when you found this book. It was in the Hikata mansion. You stole it from there. You stole it shortly after you saw a very tall, heavy-set individual in glasses and a tweed suit arguing for a book.
Oh, I took it
Oh,
so no
that
one else
guy.
could take it.
Niles, with your 2 successes, you remember shortly before your discussion with Ellis and before you all defected effectively to the Anarchs, there was discussion about a newly released individual and his attempts to get a book. His name was Dufresne. Do we all remember Dufresne?
I do remember Dufresne. Yeah. I
Dufresne
do.
is actually the reason why you all came together. Dufresne was an individual that was taken into custody by the Camarilla because he indirectly caused the death of one of their members. And then the truce was caused to get Dufresne out of custody. But Dufresne was there having that conversation with Ellis, if you remember, Niles, about not being able to retrieve the book.
Well,
I think instead of opening the book, we might have someone who might benefit from it, and maybe we can gain some favor or whatnot. He's an anarch. We could find him on Fremont Street.
okay. Would anyone be objective if I just look into what this book is a little bit more?
I mean, if you go and talk to the man about the book, you probably could get that information without having to dive unnecessarily deep on your own. Literally on literally on Fremont Street.
That's fair. That's fair. This is interesting. Okay. Would you like to return it back to wherever it came from, or is there a place on site here, like a safe? Because I'm assuming it's a business. Y'all have like a safe or something to put like
It was never a business.
I really don't. The expectation you have of us is, I guess, commendable. But like, we were given an abandoned dump of a place. No offense, but yeah, what you are giving business in the very loosest definition of a business.
Okay. Well, I am not trying to step on toes, but where are you okay if I could secure it in my would-be office down there? Is that... I'm gonna look at Mal especially. Like, is that okay, or are you going... Or is this like a thing you like to hoard as a gift? Like, haha. What's yours?
Normally, I would be extremely against you taking it because it's mine. Mm-hmm. But whatever. Yeah, you can take it. It's not use to me.
It's just mostly to turn everything into the magic of it. And it seems, I know you're very upset by that because you're shaking.
I don't understand anything that's magic, and if you do, fine. Here's the book. You can
learn. I could teach. I could show you.
You could do the research together.
Yeah.
Maybe. Tell me when you're going to do the research. Just tell me when you're going to do the research, and maybe I'll show up. I don't know.
Okay.
So we try to leverage the book. See if that helps.
And do we also, and we have to figure out a way to recon and figure out to plan this heist, but I feel like maybe we should wait for Burrows for that one, or do we want to do this since he is indisposed and needs moments to
I think the Puttanesca problem is a Burrows problem, because even if even this book won't prove that it's the Puttanescas per se. I mean, look, if you've seen Champagne, I don't think that man's doing anything with skin books, so the pinning the Puttanescas won't be by this book.
No, that's just more because the Hikatas, just a little bit more info on them is...
Sure, but the last thing we want to do is try to pin the whole clan on the silver dollar. It's more of trying to get Champagne on a wrap.
And the tail on the clan.
Yeah. So we can do recon or whatever else we need to do tonight.
Honestly, I think we can go blow a couple $100. We'll do a girls' night. What do you think? We just go. Yeah. Sorry. We can do a she and they McVadie's night or whatever makes you happy.
No boys.
How about a no boys allowed trip?
Oh. Okay. Well, okay, wait. Are we going to the Silver Dollar or are we going somewhere else?
I think, one, we could, play a little bit, get a look around, get a drink, or you can just brood in the corner.
Okay.
I'm good at that.
I think we might need some human backup, distraction.
Like dates?
No.
Oh, thank God.
I will make a phone call very quickly. I'm going to call Felix.
The new Felix?
New
yes. Felix. Felix too.
Yeah, Felix picks up. Hello?
Yes, hello. Are you busy?
No, not if you need me.
Great. Good. So we're going to the Silver Dollar tonight.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
The casino?
Yes.
The shitty one off Fremont?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But you're not going with me, so don't look at me or don't talk to me. But
I'm not. Okay.
I do want you to go, and I do want you to see what's going on there. Also, how do you feel about, like management, like event planning, procurement, that kind of thing. That's good. You're good with that.
Yeah. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it.
Okay, great. So just start pulling things for a club that's opening in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Looks to you guys 2 weeks, 3 weeks? 2 weeks.
Club in 2 weeks?
Yes, yeah. Budget's like $20K.
$20K to open a club in 2 weeks?
Yes, but we're talking elegance. We're talking darkness. Sorry, 1 second. Jackie?
Like, that is a lot of work to put on. Are you sure? Like, never mind. I'm walking away.
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, got it.
Good. But don't start tonight because we're going to the casino.
Okay, so open a club in 13 days,
Yes.
20K.
Yes. Yes.
Can I know where it is?
Oh my God. Yes. I'll send you that information. Don't worry about it.
Perfect. Thank you. Could you just update the Slack, please?
Yeah.
And I don't mean to ask this too early, but it's been a while, and are you going to come back to the carrion house anytime soon?
Yes.
Do you think I could maybe? I haven't had a drink in a while.
Yes. I think that's fair.
Okay, good. Well, maybe we could do it at the Silver Dollar. I won't look at you.
We can't do that there.
Okay.
But I hear you.
I can meet you in the alley or something. I won't look.
No, because you'll smell like me, and we can't have that. So I will meet you at the carry-on house, and we'll take care of it. You're okay though, right?
Yeah, I'm good. Also, there was a message for you. I guess you had someone looking for a friend of yours. They came back with information.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. No. Now's good.
Okay, so apparently, I don't even know what this means, but T has gone to ground. But is alive. Maybe Seattle. There's a personal assistant to her still in Las Vegas. That's all they said. And they left an address and a phone number.
You should, yes, please add that to the Slack too.
Okay. So I'll put that under. Do you want that under what? Like production notes or
whatever channel feels
contacts?
appropriate? Whatever channel feels appropriate.
I'll just
honestly.
put it under both, and then I'll tag you.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. I appreciate the work that you're doing.
Absolutely. Okay, I will see you at the Silver Dollar. I'm gonna just put that in my status message, and then I'll see you there.
Great. Sounds good.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
Do you think I should do like a little quarter emoji in the status message, or just my normal like little car that says I'm leaving?
Felix.
Sorry. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Felix.
My assistant.
You found another kid named Felix?
Basically.
Are they all just
that's
Felix?
not an answer for that kind of a question, I don't think.
Fun.
Yes.
They're all Felix.
Yes.
Do you give them a number at least, like Felix 1, 2?
Well,
3?
this is the second one.
Oh,
It feels weird to call them Felix 2 to their face. It's more of a like an archetype. You know,
Felix the second.
There's like the hero, the knight, the Felix.
Or the red shirt. Is that
Exactly.
Got it.
It's a job. It's a position.
It's a title.
But they're going to be there tonight, and they're going to help us if there's any places that's weird for Kindred to go.
Excellent.
In case we do come off intimidating, which I think we can all do very well.
I don't know what you mean.
Beautiful. So
I'm gonna go flush of life too to like get that. I don't think we've done that, right? That flush of life. To make
yes,
us
you
look
now
less.
look less like you're the sickest human being on Earth, or actually, you look more like you are the sickest human being on Earth, and less like you're a corpse.
Oh, great.
You went
we
from
should probably
corpse
do
to
that.
cancer patient in no time flat.
Thank you.
Okay.
Should we all do that? Should we all look better? We should all look better, right?
A
Sure.
little.
Make sure you rouse the blood. Does cost you.
Yes. Rousing the blood.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Good stuff. Okay.
Good.
Is there anyone else we'd like to bring as a date to the silver dollar?
That's it.
Okay.
No.
All right. Cool. Okay. Driving out to the Silver Dollar. It is sort of off of North Las Vegas, near Fremont Street. It is a classic casino from the outside. It is a big silver dollar quarter, basically, built into this golden marquee that sits on the corner. And it sort of is like a diagonal into the intersection that creates like a 5 points around it. And there is this big, like 5-door entrance into it. And it gets a pretty steady amount going in. There's so much foot traffic around this area just because everyone's trying to get into Fremont and the Strip. That it just can't help but be busy. It's one of those places that it probably, if it was anywhere else, it would be a shithole. But because of where it is, it has to be popular. There's plenty of cars parked everywhere. This is where you get into like the paid parking situation where there's so many places that are like, you can park here, but it's $40. And everyone is fighting for spots. It's loud out here. You could probably hear the Belvedere even from here, and the bars and everything just down the street. Ellis is probably holding court on the second floor, just a few blocks over. But it's right here. It's probably like a 4-story casino. It's hard to tell for casinos from the outside, but it looks way smaller than the casinos on the strips. You could convince this for like an apartment structure if there wasn't a big quarter on the outside of it. But it is glitz and glam, and it's very Las Vegas in the 60s way, and less like the 80s, 90s now way. It's less neon, and it's more big bulbs, big golden light bulbs everywhere you can see it, right? Marquees wherever you can, and these old lounge singers and comedians that you thought stopped doing comedy years ago that somehow have a residence here. But yeah, there's like traditional security, but they're not the security you're used to. You're not looking at like Bride's Posse where you're so sure that there's a 5-foot terrifying woman somewhere around. It's more so men in gray and black security uniforms with their little police hats that are not police hats, and nightsticks and maps to the casino, not 9mm. And are you guys scoping out the outside? Are we walking inside? What's the vibe?
I'd like to scope the outside before I go
Okay.
in.
Yeah, same.
We doing a
Oh.
full 360 around the building?
I would like to, yeah.
Okay. Is everyone accompanying Niles on the 360?
Mal, are you going in burnt like that?
Oh.
I will say that Mal is hurt, but I wouldn't say it's so visible that it's like, oh my god, this person's disfigured.
Okay.
I mean, if they don't stop me for being burnt, they'll stop me for being 19. So I'll
Yeah.
probably just
You
try
could
and
do
move
that.
away.
That's the big thing, is that you gotta hope this place isn't carding.
Well, no, if it's near the Strip, they usually are pretty intense on that because they don't want to get.
No.
Farther
Oh
from
my-
the Strip, you're in North Vegas. It's over by Fremont. It's by that big domed out tunnel.
Could go with me, Mal.
Yeah, I'll go with Niles. You two are the respectable looking ones anyway.
Okay. Give me the two of you. Give me first a stealth roll. So I need stealth plus dexterity from either one, from both of you.
I'm gonna activate Shadow Cloak so I get.
Cool. Make sure you
Extra
add whatever
points.
that gives you.
Yeah, I do get hungry.
What is that? Dexterity and stealth?
Dexterity and stealth, yeah.
Hell yeah, that's my favorite pool.
Oh no.
I'm not hungry. 3 successes.
3 successes. Awesome.
6 successes.
6 successes. Okay. The two of you are silent. You don't think that anyone's noticing you as you slip around the building. From the outside, it is just as busy as Sylvester explained. It's a lot of foot traffic around here. You're going to have a lot of foot traffic any time of night, you think. I mean, the best it's going to be is closest to dawn, which is unfortunately the worst it's going to be for you. So the closer to 5 a.m., the better, but the more dangerous for you getting out of there alive.
Wait, I have a thought, Niles.
What?
If later is better, what if we just... This is actually a stupid thought now that I'm going to say it out loud. What if we just sleep? What if we find a way to sleep in here and then wake up, like shut ourselves in the safe and then break out in the morning, break out at night and walk out like we're just patrons. Unless people come and check the safe at night. No, never mind. That's stupid. Don't look, don't answer that question. Don't answer that. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. But if Jackie, well, yeah, sure, that may, not all ideas are good ideas, but it's better to say them than not. But
no, you're being really nice to me, and I need you to just say no. That was stupid. Shut up.
Okay. But maybe with the suggestion of the Nosferatu maybe helping us, we might be able to find a way in and out where if we use the dawn to our advantage, we might be able to clear the space before the day.
You're being way too nice again.
I don't know if you've ever heard of constructive criticism or like shaping an idea, but like sometimes like you might have a little bit inside there and we just kind of compound upon it. So like that's
cool.
That's what it is. It's not really
as the two of you workshop with the 19-year-old. You're moving across, and as you work into the side, you find that there's this service alley that extends past the casino. It's very small in between the big Silver Dollar casino and the sort of hotel that they pass for that works alongside the Silver Dollar. It runs between, but the real estate in Fremont is small enough that the alley truly is maybe enough for you and Mal to shoulder, and that's about it. There's no car length coming through here. It's really enough for two people. There are service entrances and exits from the Silver Dollar into this alleyway. There are like double doors back onto the floor, but you're unsure of where they go into. They definitely access the first floor of the casino, though. And there are a couple along the alley. Moving down that alley, you can see there's plenty of access. It goes from the street that you just entered out to basically a back, basically a backyard of the Silver Dollar. They have some real estate back here, which is largely like a load in, load out door for personal vans, for the casino itself, for transporting goods, for transporting food, for the restaurant inside, for all sorts of things, right? And as you're moving through that service alley, it turns into that, and you realize that you're not supposed to be there, and the two of you make a concentrated effort to get behind some walls and some crates and things to keep yourself out of the way. But you can see that there's an on the opposite side of where you are now, so the right side where you are on the left access, there is an electronic gate that enters onto the street that would connect back onto that 5-point intersection where the entrance is, and then extends out, but reaches sort of a dead end with the Silver Dollar. The Silver Dollar is like the last part of that vertical street. And then at the most vertical portion is the runoff, essentially, of another a building right behind. Is this like you're running right up against this large, almost like apartment complex structure that fits right into the service area of this backyard of the Silver Dollar. And so there's not a lot of space behind outside of this backyard.
Are there cameras?
Cameras everywhere. There are CCTV cameras almost on every corner of this operation. You can see that unlike a lot of other Kindred operations you've been a part of, this one's a lot more paranoid. From the 360 of this place, almost every blind spot has a CCTV camera. And you're worried for a second that were you not so stealthy already, you probably would have showed up on one of these. You're probably on one entering the alley, to be honest with you. But that's less suspicious, as some people are doing that anyways. But yes, plenty of cameras. You can also see in that backyard area where people are bringing in vans and loading up into the like service doors of the back of the casino, there are different security. So different from the black and gray from the front and operating floor of the casino. This is where you're running into the black suited guards that are more familiar with Kindred life. You imagine this may be more of the operation that Adon is running. As they are carrying pieces, 9mm, and they're working with unloading and loading the cars, taking things in and out from the casino. Any other questions here?
Do we know what they're carrying in from where we can see, or?
And truthfully, from what you can see, it looks innocent. From what you've become aware of, it does indeed, from this perspective, look like casino goods. It looks like food for the restaurant. It looks like things that would make sense for a casino. You can both roll a wits and awareness if you're really worried about it. Or actually, even more so, you can roll in wits plus investigation.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's see. I don't think I'll get anything. Yeah, one success.
Three
Oh,
successes.
wait.
Yeah, you guys don't notice anything other than what you imagine a casino would be running. And that's what you get from this 360 is there's a building behind, there's an electronic gate out to the street that runs alongside the Silver Dollar. There's this access alley that runs alongside the whole building and has some service entrances into the first floor. There are, of course, windows and fire exits to the other 3 floors above you. And then there is a entrance, a main grand entrance on the front that you already saw. And of course, a lot of people out front, a lot of people all around. It's going to be hard if this is a brute exit, if you are driving away, if this is, fucking heat, if you're going to M16 down the highway, it's going to be hard to do this in such a way that the police are not heavily involved or Lucius is not heavily involved.
We're going to have to do our favorite thing, a quiet exit.
I don't know if we've ever done one of those.
Yeah, it's sarcasm for sure.
Yeah. So, wait. Sorry. What is involved in, like, getting this place away from Lucius? Like, what does that mean? We're doing a heist, but is it like we take the shit out of, like, how do we get this away from Lucius and also keep it secret, keep it safe?
We're just clearing house, kind of like the Boom Boom Club without such the pizzazz of that. We're essentially making it inoperable so that Sylvie can, I don't know, throw his cigarette butts around.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how we marry those two things quietly. I'm sure John will have an idea, but this is one of the more bonkers things we've tried to do.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
As the two of you come back around to the entrance, Sybil, you've seen that Felix has gone in without you. He was very dutiful as not to look at you, but you could definitely feel that he was doing his best to look at you without looking at you. In fact, he was like standing in your presence for just a few seconds, just so that you were aware that he was here and doing exactly what you'd like him to. And then he extends out into the casino without you and starts doing recon. Whatever you tell him to do in the Slack, he will. So whatever you'd like him to learn, he will.
Yeah.
Are the rest of us moving in to start recon here?
I would like to. And it's just basically like, I would be like, do you want to play some slots? And it's just kind of like go to a slot machine for a little bit, play a little bit.
Yeah. I think I want to play slots with Jackie. That sounds rad.
Okay.
If a waitress comes by, I would like to be like, can I get an old fashioned? Like, she's really putting it on.
Jackie and Sybil are going to play some slots. Mal and Niles, as you guys get in, what are you guys doing as your little cover? There's a restaurant, there's a bar, there's a second floor of gambling, and it looks like there's a third, fourth floor that is inaccessible.
I'll always go up to the second floor and see like entrance points to the other floors and see what it's like up there.
Okay, so we'll consider that Mal and Niles are on the second, while Sybil and Jackie are on the first. Here's what I'm going to offer to you before we close out this session with our little recon here. Is I'm going to let you all roll wits plus investigation. And then based on our collective success, I will give you any number among, let me see how many things I can tell you. I have 20 things I can tell you, and I will tell you based on your success what you have. We have a 5 success from Amanda. We got 1 success from Eli. We got 2 from Lev. We got a combined 8 right now.
Hold on.
Okay, so I did spend a willpower.
Okay.
But I critted once and got 3, so 7 successes over here.
7 successes and 8.
15 total.
15 total. I will give you a maximum of... I'll give you...
No boys right there. No boys. No boys.
No boys, except for the storyteller.
That's why he's the storyteller.
I am all genders. 8. I'll give you 8.
Cool.
Some of these you already know, but obviously, you got them. Okay, so you notice in your time here, okay, through your investigations, that there is access to the 3rd floor via a set of stairs, but it is barred by security, heavy security.
I'm sorry, access from the 2nd floor up?
There is access to the 3rd floor from the 2nd floor, but it is barred by security. You discover that there is a vault on the bottom floor of the casino. That's your second one. Third one, the bottom floor is only accessible via an elevator. 4, that elevator is found somewhere on the 3rd and 4th floor. 5, there are private feed CCTV cameras on every floor and room of the casino. 6, there is a pit boss that walks about the main floor wielding dragon fire rounds. 7 or 6? 7. There is a vent system that could take you to the top floor. And then 8, there's a 6-digit access code needed to access the elevator. 8 of 20. Enjoy.
That's rad. We can work with that.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to put these in our little notes.
I was going to do a little montage on how we learned all that information, but we're running out of a little bit of time here. So,
I like to think that we each got a moment where we were pretending to be drunk or walking around.
Exactly.
Where we're like, hi, how you doing? We were doing all fun
You
stuff.
got some Ocean 11's moments where all of these things became suddenly revealed to us one by one. Beautiful. There are some things that still need to be revealed. There is a scene we need to run between Jackie and then another scene we need to run with Sybil. But we're going to start that with next session 2 weeks from now. When we come back together, and I believe we're going to crack this heist. Beautiful work, guys. We're going to call it right here. Thank you guys for sticking around. A lot of cool developments today. Really cool stuff. Thank you guys for being here. Love y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. We'll be back in 2 weeks with everybody back together, and we'll crack this heist. Silver $1 ours.
Damn right.
We hope.
Here we go.
Positive thoughts. Come on.
Yeah.
Thoughts.
We got this. It's going to be easy.
Of course.
We can do it.
There we go.
Yes, we can.
Bye, guys.
Bye, gang.
Bye.